We're getting more reactions to the fake federal agency scandal as the budget office is now speaking up on the matter. Allegations of benefiting for kidnap ransom is raging tonight. The allegations is against Senator Ndume, and he has a lot of questions to answer to this matter. Hello everyone, welcome to the program. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Akimale, live for you here from our Abuja studio. Let's begin by letting you know the response of the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to the federal government on the issues of pensions and what happened during the Obasanjo administration. The ADC presidential candidate and the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has dismissed President Bola Tinubu's remarks linking the country's pension challenges to the Obasanjo administration, describing them as an attempt to shift responsibility rather than address current governance challenges. In a statement issued by the Atiku Media Office, the former Vice President argued that government is a continuum and urged the Tinubu administration to focus on resolving inherited challenges instead of blaming past governments. Atiku maintained that the Obasanjo administration inherited a severely underfunded pension system in 1999, but responded by introducing reforms, including the Pension Reforms Act of 2004, which established the Contributory Pension Scheme, and the National Pension Commission to strengthen pension administration. The statement further credited the Obasanjo-Atiku administration with laying the foundation for what it described as Nigeria's modern pension architecture through the creation of retirement savings accounts, pension fund administrators, and pension fund custodians. Reforms, it says, have since supported the growth of pension assets. Atiku also urged the administration implemented broader economic reforms, including debt relief and liberalization policies, and urged President Bola Tinubu to prioritize tackling insecurity, unemployment, economic hardship, and the rising cost of living, rather than engaging in what it describes as political blame games. The presidency has yet to issue a response to the latest back and forth between both. We've got some explanation from the budget office on the Adeniyi Gbajabiamila saga, but that's going to be more on that when we return after serving you your political roundup stories.
A legal practitioner and spokesperson of the Accord Party, Pelumi Olajegbensi, has petitioned the international community over what he described as a compromised policing ahead of the Osun State governorship election. He accuses the State Commission of Police of working in the interest of a political party. Mr. Olajegbensi explained this during a press conference in Abuja, adding that his group had formally written to the British High Commission to raise the alarm over the situation. He urges the international community and federal government to ensure the election is free and fair, as he describes the poll as a litmus test of Nigeria's institutions ahead of the 2027 general elections. The African Democratic Congress supporters in Adamawa State have staged peaceful protests against alleged plans to replace Mr. Umar Suleiman as the party's governorship candidate in the forthcoming 2027 general elections. The placard-carrying protesters marched to the party's state secretariat in Yola, demanding that the candidate remain the party's authentic flag bearer. Reacting to the protest, members of the State Executive Council of the party says it is within their rights to protest. However, the party is unaware of any such plans to substitute Omar Suleiman Umarana as the party's governorship candidate. Lastly, the Northern Youth Association of Nigeria has passed a vote of confidence on the Minister of Works, David Umahi, describing him as one of the finest ministers to have overseen the ministry. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja, the president of the association, Mr. Gudea Adams, commended Umahi's leadership, transparency, and commitment to accelerating infrastructure development under President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. The group also notes the major road projects across the country have recorded significant progress under the minister's leadership with improved quality standards.
Thanks so much, everyone, for staying with us. So let's tell you about the 2027 elections and INEC's preparation. So today, the electoral umpire is stepping up his efforts to rebuild public confidence ahead of the 2027 general elections with a fresh assurance that every valid vote will count. During a courtesy visit to former head of state and chairman of the National Peace Committee, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, in Mena, the INEC chairman, Professor Joash Amopikon, says the commission remains resolute in protecting the sanctity of the ballot despite the pressures that often surround the electoral process. He says that Nigerians should be able to cast their votes with confidence, knowing that their choices will be accurately reflected in election outcomes. Professor Amopito also officially confirmed that the presidential and national assembly elections will hold on the 16th of January 2027, while governorship and state assembly elections are scheduled for the 6th of February 2027. Tonight, our attention is on the allegations against Senator Ali Ndume and some of the issues raised as around issues of ransoms during kidnap in Borno State. An allegations is raised in a video that has come online, part of which I'm going to give you so that you can be able to understand the context of our conversation tonight. It said Mr. Kegama, who also appeared on our breakfast show on Channels Television, raised the allegation stating that there is a collusion between the Borno lawmaker, the state government, in siphoning funds that are meant for the ransom of kidnapped persons in Borno State. But this has raised quite a lot of eyebrows, and a lot of Nigerians are talking about this. The senator has equally been responding to this. But what is the meat of this matter? Tonight we dig into it, and we allow the senator to answer the questions that have been raised on this matter. But for those of you who did not know or who did not hear, or rather did not get to understand what the allegations are, this was what the Mr. Kegama, the man who is alleging, who says that he's been involved in several rescue operations, helping the federal government and the state government to rescue persons from the hands of Boko Haram. He also stated that he's been involved and directly in communications with Boko Haram elements to the effect of getting their release for a ransom payment. Let me allow you to listen to some part of what he said on Sunrise Daily on Channels Television.
Do you know presently, Boko Haram have not made any attacks since the release of the Goshe women? They have not done one attack. And it's confirmed and it's well confirmed. They all of them, they know. I know, but I'm not part of the system. So I need to. State government are the ones orchestrating and making money out of this whole insecurity stuff. Now, when those monies was almost paid, as Senator Ali Ndume, I quote and I quote again, as Senator Ali Ndume, according to what they told me, and I have evidence to back that, they said there is a media person that calls himself a media person, a second mediator. He is the Senator Ali Ndume, a government person. They told us to communicate with him. It is only through him that monies will be paid. Monies will not be paid through anybody because he is their in-house mediator. Do you get what I'm saying? If terrorists are able to tell you that there is an in-house mediator for government, that monies will be paid only through him, what happens next? I told them, look, go ahead, do the mediations with him, release our people, that is all I want. They said it is fine. Normally we don't cross who we started with, but we will do it since you decide you are fine with it. They went ahead, they made the mediations, they received ransoms. Now later, they complained to me that the ransom they received was 1.9 billion, whilst 5 billion was released. Where is the 3 billion 100 million specifically? Who was the mediator sent in? They said it was a Senator Ali Ndume mediator. So where are the monies? I have been speaking about this for a long time. You don't see DSS bringing in, okay, let's bring in these people. Let's see, let's investigate, let's get facts together. You don't see NSA saying anything. At a specific point, I try reaching Nuhu Ribadu. In every aspect, he says my call, he does not pick.
That was a portion on Sunrise Daily, but the man is equally on social media, and it does not look like he's backing down. He, according to him, says he has strong ironclad evidence that Senator Ali Ndume, he also mentioned the governor of Borno State alongside the communications around ransom for the release of kidnapped persons. For context, listen to what he said right here on the social media.
At a specific time, when the Borno State government sent a second mediator, which Boko Haram later complained to me that they only received 1.9 billion. This is not an allegation. We have evidence to everything. When it gets to that point, we will release the evidence. We are working towards probing them with UN. Since the Nigerian government is not doing the needful, these people are literally getting money from insecurity. They are sharing money with Boko Haram, with ISWAP and all. Talking about ISWAP, in fact, presently as I'm speaking to you, we started mediations with ISWAP for the release of the Musa and the Lassa school children. At this point, they told us that the Borno State government told them to hold any mediation with OSL and Bosia, so they would mediate with them through their own mediator. So monies can be paid to them through their own mediator. That is the reality of what is happening. So what we are trying to say here is, to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Borno State government and Senator Ali Ndume are complicit to insecurity in Borno State. They are complicit to what? To everything you see. They have mediators that mediate for monies. When there is another mediator, they cancel it because it would spoil whatever they have planned. Boko Haram complained to me that they only received 1.9 billion out of the money federal government released, I don't know, state government, whatever it is. Senator Ali Ndume had a specific.
That is Mr. Mika Kegama there, in another instance on social media. But what are the facts to this matter? Well, let's get some clarity and answers to some of what may be bothering your mind equally about the issues raised by these gentlemen. The man in question, and which these allegations are against, is Senator Ali Ndume, representing Borno South in the National Assembly, and it's live for us here in the studio. Senator, it's a pleasure having you on the program tonight.
Thank you, Shehu. Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Let's begin the conversation. And I'd like to ask you, are you aware of the Borno South Youth Alliance?
Yeah, I became aware of the Borno Youth Alliance after the abduction of 416 people from my local government, particularly in Goshe, and after he, claiming as the president of Borno South Youth Alliance, claimed that he is in contact with Boko Haram, and Boko Haram demanded a ransom of 5 billion, and that if they are not released, the money is not made available within 72 hours, the people are going to be killed, some will be married out, and all that big threat. And
so you met him face to face?
No, I have never seen him in my life.
Did you speak with him on the phone?
Yes, I have. So I spoke to him severally before I cut off, after I became suspicious of him. And then I have some voice message that he sent, and the last one that I sent to him, warning him to stop contacting me because I did the needful. What is the needful? I reported the matter to the NSA, the police, and the military intelligence, and I've been...
So you made an official complaint to the military, the police, and the NSA?
Yes, the NSA.
In writing?
No, not in writing. Lately, I made it on WhatsApp, and I spoke with the DGSS. I spoke with NSA on this matter. That is after he came on Sunrise to make those specific allegations. And I told them that there is the need to bring us in or hear him out as he said he wants to. He had. So that all this his allegation will have the opportunity to prove those allegations, and the government should take this matter very serious because it borders on national security. It's very dangerous. In fact, international security, because ISWAP and all these terrorist organizations are involved. So after he started bothering me about personally contributing, I told him that I do not support negotiation with Boko Haram, not to talk of paying ransom. And that, I think, is where the problem started. He started issuing out all these uncoordinated and contradictory statements about my involvement and the like. I said it already, that in my life, I've never seen 1 billion at once cash, not to talk of 5 billion. And Sheung, you know, if we're talking about 5 billion, 5 billion is not a small figure, even if it's in the highest currency, that is 1,000. I don't think this place can take 5 billion if it is cash. That is if cash was paid. If it is not paid by cash, which account was that money paid to? Who was responsible for the payment? Is it the state government as he is claiming? And if it is so, he should go as it is now to prove to the responsible authorities that this is what happened, that is why it happened. So after complaining severally to DSS and SS, I understand now, day before yesterday or 2 days ago, he has been invited by DSS to come and explain. So I think so far that is what he's in, because...
Samaila Kaigama,
Yeah.
that is his name.
Samaila Ibrahim Kaigama.
Now, you said you have never met him one-on-one, that you only have spoken with him on the phone and exchanged messages with him. But are you aware that he has helped out in the rescue or the release of some abducted persons in Borno State?
No, I'm not aware. I'm only aware that after this issue and the halubalu that he has been talking about, some people from my constituency came to me to say Kaigama defrauded them or extorted money from them by asking them to contribute money for the release of the people. But all of them that he claimed or he collected money on behalf, up to now, have not been released. So the people who came after we started this back and forth something, to say they are reporting this matter, I said, go to the appropriate authority. So he has a case now with the EFCC about extortion or financial crime, which is the appropriate authority. And I think the other agencies like DSS and police are also aware. And I also reported the case to the police after he consistently or he made all those defamatory comments about me. And I said, this is getting out of hand and I need to do something. So that's why I reported to the police, reported to NSA, reported to DSS, and I'm also going to take him to court on this matter because it's a serious defamation of character.
There are instances I'd like to know recently, because the case Kaigama is making reference to in the instance is relating to 50 women and children.
No.
He's made specific reference
to 50 women and children is when I clearly told him, and let me state this here, that I, up to now, and even in the future, do not support negotiating with Boko Haram or paying any ransom. That has been my position up initially, way back. Even during Buhari's regime, when negotiation was going on prisoners exchange or what they call it, and the ransom was paid to them, I was totally against it. I have been against.
And there are several instances where ransom have been paid.
I don't know about that.
I can give you instances where they are widely reported.
Yeah.
And from 2013 up until 2022, there are reported instances of ransom that have been paid. And there are also reported instances which you probably are also aware. There are persons in this country that have said that they will be intermediary. Even from 2013 that we know that they say, they are talking to Boko Haram, they say they should bring this. But I mean, you are aware.
And that brings me to a similar case. Those cases that you mentioned, I know, way back, have turned out to be fraud. In fact, 2 or 3 of them are in jail. One has been jailed, a female has been jailed in Borno, as a male is under custody, and the other one is under investigation. Because government can be, maybe compromising sometimes by agreeing to payment of ransom or somebody that claims to be mediator. But what I'm saying is about myself. I'm not supposed to speak for the government. The government is doing its own investigation now because he has accused the government of giving me money to or appointing me as the mediator and giving me 5 billion, and only 1.9 billion was received by Boko Haram. In the first place, I don't know who appoints mediator. Who appointed Kaigama as a mediator between himself and Boko Haram? Because I remember in my case in 2011 when a purported, because the person turns out not to be Boko Haram actually, and I went to court for 6 years. 6 years I was, in fact, about 1.5 months I was under detention because DSS claimed that they were doing investigation, and then they took me to court. For 6 years there was no evidence, and then they threw out the case. So inviting Kaigama is the right thing to do.
Because DSS at the time said you know Abu Kaka, Abdul Kunduga, and that was the time in 2011. That you had links to him, and you claim that you do not know and you don't have any contact with them. But DSS detained you and insisted that you...
but they could not provide any evidence. They could not even, throughout the 6 years, they didn't come to court to say this is...
And the allegations went further to say you are even a Boko Haram sponsor.
Yeah, that is what they said, that I am sponsoring Boko Haram. But remember, Sheon, those days, the same government that was accusing me went to Chad with, I think, about 5 million, claiming that they were going to talk to sponsor of Boko Haram or the leaders of Boko Haram. You remember? Where some personalities in the country were even involved. And I was not part of it.
Have you ever, Senator, been involved in a situation where you had to speak with anybody who you think is Boko Haram or linked to Boko Haram for the release of any of your constituents?
I told you up initial that I don't support, and I will never support negotiating, talking, or even paying ransom to anybody.
So you have never spoken on behalf of government?
I've never spoken.
For the release of any of your constituents?
Not at all. The only talk that I have related to that is my discussions with the relevant security agencies and putting pressure on them to intensify the release of those people. I'm still doing that.
But you claim at some point that a relative of yours was caught in the web of these terrorists at some point.
Yeah. They are still there.
How did you handle it?
No.
They were not talking, they were asking for ransom, weren't they?
No, not at all. And let me first of all say that there was none of my relative that was directly involved in that kind of a thing. But if you call my people, that is those that I represent, as it is now, we still have 56 people in the custody of Boko Haram. Those are my people that I represent. They are from Goshe, and some of them, in one way or the other, I'm related to them. My own is to pressurize government to do more in order to get the release of these people. And they have succeeded in doing that. The problem started, as I told you, when we got 360 people released, and then I commended the government and the military for doing that. Then Kaigama claimed that he was the one responsible. So if you see, Seun, if you want to add this up, this is somebody that is claiming that he was responsible for the release of the 360 people. Now the question is, was the ransom paid before they released the 360 people, or these people agreed to release these people just like that? Do you understand the question? If somebody says that he is the one that made Boko Haram release those people, and that thereafter you come up to say that ransom was paid. So, does it add up to you?
Yes, Senator. Since the year that Justice Gabriel Kolawole acquitted you of all of anything relating to that the federal government could not prove any evidence linking you to Boko Haram, but you have previously said your contacts with Boko Haram figures were solely to relay intelligence to security agencies.
Oh, that was when the government formed the committee, which I was a member, to reach out. And the committee collapsed because we could not reach out and we could not move forward. I was not the only person there. The NSA was part of that committee. You just reminded me now. The NSA, myself, from Borno, and I think few others. I cannot remember their name exactly.
The committee never met?
They met. We met severally, but we didn't make a headway.
But at that time, you had said that you had contact with Boko Haram. This I'm making reference to what he said, that you had contact with Boko Haram, but it was solely to relay intelligence back to security agencies. That was your defense.
Yeah. No. That's, you are mixing these things up, and I'm trying to recollect all of it. There was a committee. The committee was mandated to contact Boko Haram and see how there will be negotiation, or they will, bring an end to that. But as I said, we could not get. The statement I made there is that I was, and the committee was mandated to do whatever is part of our terms of reference, but we didn't get anywhere because we didn't know how to even reach out.
Relaying of intelligence, according to you at the time, what does it mean?
What?
You said at the time that the sole purpose of the contact was to relay intelligence back to security agencies.
Yes.
What was the contact in that sense?
The contact
you said that your sole reason of contact at the time was to relay intelligence back to security agencies.
No, there is no...
You were saying that you were helping the state. You are helping the federal government.
The mandate of the committee was to help the state. It was formed by the President Jonathan himself, with the National Security Advisor, that is Mongono that time, to reach out and do whatever is necessary in order to bring those issues of terrorism to an end. But we didn't get anywhere because the contacts was not made and the committee work could not continue because we are not getting any response. Then suddenly, this so-called Kondoga called my phone. When I picked the phone, I didn't know that NSA was, tracking my phone as maybe I expect. Then suddenly I was arrested and accused of being sponsor of the Boko Haram. I was shocked. Then I said, okay, bring the evidence. 6 years into it, when they quickly charged me to court that I'm in contact with Boko Haram, there was no evidence, one witness before Kolawale. And it continued. He gave them time to present facts and information, or even bring the Kondoga who was in their detention then. They did not take Kondoga.
It's the same Kondoga?
No, the Kondoga that...
Was Abu Kaka?
No, I've never been in contact with anybody called Abu Kaka. Even though that time in 2011.
They claim that you were in contact with Abu Kaka?
No. Abu Kaka is the name that Kondoga was claiming. He was the one that called me. That is all. The contact I had in my life was with somebody that claimed to be Haram. Do you know what is even funny about it? That individual, the Boko Haram Assad then, is also there, you should check, disclaimed him that he's not their spokesperson. And we didn't know that he had mental issues. His father, who is still alive now, came to DSS and told him that this is his son, but he has mental problem. DSS refused to listen to him that time until he proved that he has mental instability, and they could not present him as a witness in court. That was how the matter, after a long time.
But Senator, how do you deal with this situation? Because on one hand, this man, Kegama, said that not only you, but he even referenced the state government in this matter. Have you spoken to the governor about this, on this, because he's being dragged into this matter too?
No, I think that I said last time that I came here to talk about myself. I cannot speak for the government. And when I hear these rumors, I consider it rumors that ransom have been paid or mediators have been talking.
Because he said you are in cahoots with the government of the day. He mentioned the governor, he mentioned yourself, just a moment, sir. And he said that this matter has to be taken to the United Nations.
That is
because he says that is the
that is what he is saying, Shehu. I'm not the one that said that. I'm telling you that, number one, I don't support, negotiation with Boko Haram. What is negotiation? you call it mediation or anything. I don't support that. I don't support payment of ransom to anybody, to Boko Haram or any criminal. I don't support that. Then how can I be involved in something that I don't believe in? I don't believe that it is the right thing to pay ransom or even to negotiate.
Are you ready to face this man in court to explain yourself?
What? I'm the one taking him to court even. Already.
You can stand face to face to him to challenge him on this matter.
That is why I insisted that the security agencies should investigate this matter, invite me and him or whatever, or let us talk one-on-one together. And I hope the DSS will also call me in. I should talk to him and they question us, both of us, or everybody, so that they can build evidence. And I'm insisting that all this talk that you people do surfacely on issues of insecurity, to me, it's not being taken serious. We have heard of people that are funding Boko Haram and they have never been prosecuted. We have heard now, like his own, that Ndume was giving money, and then you take it like that without calling him in to prove.
He came on this channel.
But did he come with the proof? Did he prove anything?
And that's why we are giving you the opportunity to defend yourself.
I'm not supposed to defend myself on mere allegations or accusation. In fact, even today, many of my friends saying, look, don't respond to all these things, ignore them, it will come to pass. But when you lie frequently, it sometimes looks like there are elements of truth in it, especially in his own case where he's being persistent about calling my name, saying that I'm the one that is mediating.
What do you think is the reason why he keeps calling?
It's political. It's political, yeah.
Your political opponent?
No, he himself is saying he is contesting for Senate under a court party. You don't know that?
Against you in Borno South?
Yes.
And you think this is the reason?
Why are you asking?
No, I'm asking you.
You are supposed to ask him.
It's a political. We've asked him. He's appeared on our program.
Look, my friend, this is
the program on this channel.
I wish. No, you did not ask him what. I was in fact disappointed because when somebody comes to make that serious allegation and he says he has evidence, then he should bring the evidence. That now wouldn't have been necessitated. It would have been me now going there to defend those allegations. But he said money was paid to me. Money, 5 billion paid to me. I told you now that in my record, I have my accounts and everything in my life. I have never seen 1 billion at once.
And you're able to publish your account to show to the public that...
No, your account, if you want it, I can give it to you. I can give you right now my balance.
He said, in fact, the allegations go further, Senator, that not only that you collect money, but what you wanted to do is to ensure that all of the transaction and the negotiation goes through you and the state governor, so that you can be able to take whatever that is yours and benefit from the ransom, and that Boko Haram is not happy with that.
That is funny, because it doesn't add up, and I don't know whether you'll be able to add up to it. I have a video. I have a voice note that I sent to him before even this saga, and I told him not to get back to me again because I am not interested and I'm not going to be involved in ransom payment, not to talk about going through me to make that payment. And at one time, I think he instigated the captives when they were in captivity to call my name and say, Ndume, you are our representative and you refuse to allow payment of ransom. Is it because you don't like us and all that kind of thing? I still hold those evidence. He tried to set me up to push me into this payment of ransom issue, and I refused. And I always refuse. And I said again, I repeat, if there's anybody besides him that has any evidence that I'm involved in negotiating with Boko Haram or, approval of payment of ransom, let him come forward to channels or anywhere. But besides, I don't want to say that so much because, fortunately, the accusation is not only on the state government, but even, he mentioned, if you listen to his argument, that the federal government approved the payment of 5 billion, and the state paid 5 billion to me. The state governor is there. SSS will definitely get to the root of the matter. I'm here to answer any question And I'm saying that that should be publicly done, or the result of the investigation should be publicly done. And then, if found wanting, then appropriate legal action should be taken.
But every other time that people are being released, and we hear that ransom was being paid or swap was being made in that regard, and the government of the day of Borno State is also largely receiving those who are being released. Would you say that you are not aware at all that any ransom have been paid?
No, I'm not the state governor.
Are you aware that ransom have been paid in the past?
This is my main problem with you. You are supposed to hear from me.
I'm asking you.
You are not interrogating me.
I'm not interrogating. Okay. I'm just asking you.
Let me tell you, I am telling you that I have never and I will not be.
Have you heard instances where ransom have been paid?
No.
You said you have not been involved.
Yes.
You said you do not know.
Yes.
You said you have not been involved.
Yes.
But I'm saying...
And I will not be involved. And the state government or whoever in this country, including you, should know that that is my position.
So all of your... there are some of your constituent members who are still in the captivity of Boko Haram.
56 of them in Ngoshe, 42 in Musa, and 37 students of Lhasa, and about 100 people that are traveling. Okay, that brings me to that. If it is true that Kaigama is a friend of Boko Haram, because you don't mediate with somebody that is not your enemy, who is not your friend. His own people, Musa is from Uvu. Uvu is a village in Askira Uba local government. His own people are under captivity for getting to 3 months now. And even in the video or audio that he stated to you people, he said he's aware of where Musa students and the Lhasa students and the Buratai students are. And then he's not doing anything to release them. Doesn't this concern you?
It's concerning.
And
that's why we are worried about it. And that's why...
He said, who is stopping him from mediating for the release of those people? 3 locations. Who is stopping him from doing that? Who is stopping him from coming, or who stopped him from coming to Sunrise to talk that nonsense? Who stopped him from going to NSA? Who stopped him from going to DG or even police? Is it Ndume? Am I controlling them? So you can see you add it up. And this is somebody who in his statement here that he's not a politician, he's not interested in politics. And at the same time, he's a candidate of Accord party for Senate. I wouldn't have mentioned that if it is not because, as I said, you have pushed me to the level, and then because his participation or his contest as a senator of Southern Borno is inconsequential to me. I have contested elections 6 times, and none of those elections I contested unopposed. I have 2, 3, 4, 5 opponents.
All right, give me a moment, Senator. We'll go on a break, but when we come back, there's so much more to talk about on this matter. Where ransoms really paid, does the federal government actually pay ransom? Is the government of Borno State paying ransom? There's some evidence and some facts that are emerging that we will be using in unraveling what exactly is the situation in Borno State. We'll be right back, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Just before we continue our conversation with Senator Ali Ndume, let's tell you that there are reactions to the issues of the fake federal agencies. The budget office has been speaking up on the matter and giving clarity on what they say has gone wrong with the communications with the said agency and the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, as well as the DG of the Budget Office, while facing the investigation of the House of Reps Committee. But let me allow you to listen to how they defended the communications and some of what went on with the federal alleged fake federal agency.
The Budget Office did not create the council, it did not assign its code, it did not approve its establishment, it did not grant its recruitment waiver, it received official instruments and did what the law required of it. It measured their fiscal effect. The Budget Office did not issue financial clearance for the council because the conditions were incomplete. The 2026 appropriation bill did not become law until presidential assent on 31st March 2026. Before that date, the Budget Office could cost the proposal. It could not grant final financial clearance against a bill that had not yet become law. After assent, a further condition remained outstanding. The National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission had not confirmed that the proposed staffing and remuneration arrangements complied with its prescribed template and the approved public service compensation framework. The Budget Office could calculate the cost, it could not open the gate. There was therefore no financial clearance. There was no lawful recruitment, there was no payroll enrollment, there was no salary payment. The process never began, no financial clearance was issued, no recruitment took place, no payroll record was created, no salary became due. Not one kobo of the personnel provision could lawfully have been drawn. Not one kobo was drawn. There is no personnel expenditure to recover because there was no personnel expenditure.
I say this so that while we ask questions, you should know that we are asking questions based on the document before us, not the cameras before us. In the whole of this process, if I should summarize his submission, recruitment waiver is the responsibility of the Office of the Head of Civil Service, which is part of what we are investigating. And in his report, he has said how he blocked that because those clearances were not given.
That's the exchange between the committee and the House of Reps led by Honorable Yusuf Gagdi with the exchange and the communications between the Budget Office and the Accountant General clearing the air on their involvement or otherwise of the Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council and the allegations as involving the Chief of Staff to the President, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila. Let's continue our conversation with respect to the allegations by Mr. Ismaila Kegama from Borno South in Borno State, alleging that Senator Ali Ndume not only that he is involved or knows about negotiation for the release of captives who are indigents of Borno South, he also alleged that Senator Ali Ndume, alongside the government of Borno State, are also involved in siphoning monies released by the federal government for the release of these said persons. Senator Ali Ndume has been speaking and denying this one. Senator, this boss here, the Borno South Youth Association, they say the arrangement represents them being able to negotiate with Boko Haram and just for the release of the 50 women and the children. The proposed release, according to them, is reportedly conditional on donations from families, supporters, and the public. And they are saying that they've reached out to some family members of those who are in captive. And they went further to say some of those who contributed will have their family. They guarantee them that they will get their families released. They went further to say there are no specific amounts, but Boko Haram has asked for this ransom, and they are in negotiation and they are talking to them. And families who contribute will reportedly have their relatives included among those who are to be released. It says that the arrangement represents a reduction from an earlier 5 billion naira demand. They went further to say the warning that the remaining captives may face continued captivity or harm if negotiation fail. And they have also called for urgent public support, citing a 5-day deadline to secure the release. These are some of the details as far as...
No, you didn't go, you didn't complete it.
Which part?
He gave an account, personal account.
Yes, there was an...
And then some people paid money into his account, and up to now that I'm speaking to you, their families have not been released. Is that part of the government payment? So he was doing this by the side, but did it work?
But this is not the first time.
No, I'm asking you this question.
No, I mean, I wish that he was here so that he can defend himself. But the question is
you're asking me some questions that are supposed to be directed to him. As I said, you did not read the content because I still have it here myself.
Yeah, so...
where he sent it to me. He sent it to me.
What I'm trying to drive at, Senator...
Now, that was when he even asked me to participate and asked me to contribute money because I have been contributing money to flood victims in Borno. That is not part of my concerns, and I have the money to... I told him point blank that I'm not contributing a kobo for the release of anybody in captivity. And some families felt for that, but up to now, none of them have been released. And that's why they are taking it up with the appropriate authority. It's already, I think, before the EFCC.
These 50 persons that is referencing, I want to our viewers to get the details of these 50 persons. Where are they? Because they said they are women.
No, we still have 56 people in captivity.
Is it the part that he's referring to, or different?
That is what you should ask him. I'm not the one.
So the reason why I'm asking you is that he has been communicating with you.
That is the communication I got from him.
Yeah.
And he also distributed it to other families, or he was even, it's even part of, it was on one of his brokers calling on what he calls individuals to donate for the release of the 50 people. So he's in a better position to answer those questions. Because as I told him, it was after that he called me to ask for my own donation, and I said I'm not contributing. Then he started this nonsense.
When he mentioned the name of the governor to you, does that trigger anything?
He did not mention the name of the governor to me. I'm hearing that on the TV. He did not mention the name of a governor to me, and the governor is not, as I said, I don't negotiate, and I don't support negotiation with Boko Haram. But what I know is that after the release of those people, the governor went and saw them, welcomed them, and then after examination tried to resettle them, tried to give them psychological and even small financial support. That the governor does. But I'm not the governor of Borno State.
Senator, let me ask you this. As someone who has led Borno South as the senator there, does it come to your mind when you hear a rescue operation and there are no casualties, no arrest, and the people were being released? Do you ask yourself critically, how did this happen?
In Borno State?
In Borno, either in Borno or any part. Let's go to Borno, for example. If any of your constituents are being released and they say security agencies or authorities have secured their release and there are no persons that have been arrested, like we saw in Orire, for example, in Oyo State, we saw that there are people who have been arrested, they are arraigned, and they are now being jailed for life, and they will still go back to court. And Tosin Ajayi of the DSS is insisting that these guys must get even a death penalty because they deserve it. Now, and the DSS led intelligence, which has led to the Oyo's success in Oyo, as to the extent we saw the video where how they rescued them, what they've gone back to, how they've spent several days in the bush before they got them. But in the case of Borno State and the rest, where we hear rescue operation, no arrest, no person was killed in the process, does it bother you that maybe ransom was being paid?
I don't know. I told you that it is the government that can answer this, and I think the DSS is getting into that. But as for me, I want to repeat to you again, I don't support payment of ransom. So how can I be involved in something that I don't support?
The moment where people say
that government pay ransom. Answer that question.
I mean, you've heard someone like former Kaduna Governor, just a moment, sir. Former Kaduna Governor Nasir El-Rufai said, government pay ransom. I'm
not El-Rufai.
I'm asking you.
I'm not El-Rufai now. So how I, Ndume, don't support payment of ransom.
Do you suspect that ransom are being paid?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I can't speak for what I don't know.
And that's why I gave you the instance that when rescue operations are being done and people are being released, don't you think that there's something, maybe exchange and swap or ransom being paid?
I don't know.
What do you tell Nigerians tonight about some of these rescue and some of these releases?
Many Nigerians...
people just walk out of the end of the captives.
Not at all. The important thing for us is to get our people back. And fortunately, we have succeeded in getting 360 back. We still have people in captivity in Musa, Lassa, Goshe, and Burate axis. You understand? But, as I said, my position, Ndume, is that payment should not be paid.
All right.
That government should rescue, you understand? Rescue those people, just as they did in Oyo, and just as they are putting pressure on Boko Haram wherever they are, to get not only to Boko Haram, but if there are anybody in captivity, get them back.
Senator.
I don't support payment of ransom.
Right.
And I can't say whether government paid ransom or it did not pay ransom. I'm not government.
All right.
I'm part of the government.
Senator Ali Ndume, Senator representing Borno South in the National Assembly. Many thanks for your time tonight. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
That's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for watching. Well, on Sunday, I've got a packed full program for you. It's going to be a 2-hour conversation. And one of the biggest political figures in Nigeria will be speaking to us on the program. You don't want to miss it. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you 8 p.m. on Sunday. Bye-bye.